sir.
Oh, yeah, I want to, let's get this show on the road. Welcome, everybody, to the, sorry, I'm on the wrong page here. Bear with me. Yeah, I already screwed up big time here. I got the wrong agenda in front of me. So here we go. Yeah, well, no, it isn't actually. That's the wrong one too. We'll get this one here. This is on social media, right? Yeah, all right, here we go. Okay, we're starting the Municipal Planning and Commission meeting for September 8th, 2020. We'll start off with a roll call because there are people that are phoning in and there are people here in person. So we'll start with Member Eichert is here. Member Wilson.
Present and accounted for.
Member Bigger.
Here.
Member Link.
Good morning.
Member Clausen. Aye. Member Armstrong. Member Kester.
Here.
Everybody is here and accounted for. Before we get this, just start off with we're conducting this meeting via conference call in accordance with the Municipal Government Act, Section 199. Please note this call is being transcribed and will be uploaded to our website and social media. Unfortunately, to eliminate background noise, please mute your phone. Everyone has a right to be present at this meeting. Any attendees that are considered disruptive to the progression of this meeting may be removed at the discretion of the chair as per Municipal Government Act, Section 198. We thank you for your cooperation and understanding. We will be also doing the motions with a opposite of what we usually do. I'll be asking if there's anybody opposed. If there's any opposition, then we will take a roll call vote at that time. So we have a copy of the agenda. Is there any deletions or additions or deletions?
None from administration.
I'll move the agenda as presented.
Thank you, Member Bigger.
That's not Member Bigger.
I'll take it though.
Oh,
Link.
was Member Link? I apologize.
That's okay.
Anybody opposed?
Link.
Hearing none, we will move on to we have a copy of the unapproved minutes of August 11th, 2020.
I'll move.
Thank you, Member Wilson. Anybody opposed? Hearing none, that is passed. That moves us on to development permit applications. So we'll start with DP 2020-087.
Good morning, MPC members. I'm Suzanne Hayes, the Development Officer with Wheatland County, and the application before us is for parks and playgrounds. I'm going to go right to the appendixes so we can look at some maps and photos. So here we have the location, which is on the east side of Speargrass here on this parcel here.
No, it's fine.
You can turn on those surrounding lights, pot lights if you want. So here we have the location here on the east side of Speargrass. Here on Appendix B, we have the circulation map that we circulated to all of Speargrass and then one parcel adjacent to Highway 24 on the east side. We did receive one response, which is Appendix F, page 15, and that respondent was concerned that maybe we could add an additional use or an alternative use of a basketball court, as she didn't think she could gain a lot of, it wasn't helpful to her to have the dog park and whatnot. So that's, again, on Appendix F, page 15. Alberta Transportation already issued a roadside development permit. And so we also did circulate to Vulcan County. At the time I did the report, we hadn't received a response, but we have since, and they had no concerns. So Appendix C on page 12, just some aerial photos of the site. It's a 3.94 acre parcel. It's an MR parcel, Zone Community Service. So there we have it. along Wyndham Park Way and Highway 24. There's a close-up of the bare lot. If we go to Appendix D on page 13, we see the site map. So here is a pathway going all the way from Speargrass Boulevard to the park to the playground area here. Here we have a gravel parking area. And if we go to page 14, we see a more close-up version of the gravel parking area, a site plan of how the parking spaces will go. Appendix D, page 13 and 14, we have some illustrations of what the playground area will look like. At this time, we don't know for sure where the dog park is going to go on the lot, so that's still being decided. So the MGA specifies criteria for what can be constructed on an MR parcel, and this does meet the requirements of the MGA. It also meets the requirements of the MDP as it offers an assortment of high-quality recreation facilities for the county. It's in alignment with the ASP as it provides an emphasis on trails and open space and recreational opportunities, and it does meet the definition of parks and playgrounds and is a discretionary use in the community service district. In conclusion, on the agenda page 8, staff are recommending approval of the parks and playgrounds with the proposed conditions based on the following. The use aligns with the uses prescribed in the MGA, MDP, ASP, and LUB, fits within the context of the area, which is recreational and residential, and the proposal is the result of extensive consultation with residents and the Speargrass Community Association. So MPC has 3 response options, which are outlined on page 9. And that concludes my presentation. Please let me know if you have any questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Suzanne. MPC's wishes.
I'll move that the development permit be issued solely for the purpose of the park area, pathway, children's playground, off-leash dog park, and a designated parking lot, defined as parks and playgrounds.
Thank you, Member Bigger. We have a motion in front of us. Does anybody oppose it?
Not opposed, but I have a question. County's installing all this, or is the community installing it?
The community's installing it this weekend. Are you busy? Friday and Saturday. Well,
It just
the
says
playground anyway.
It just says in the report that the county is proposing to construct.
I think, my understanding was the county's helping with in-kind with gravel and the leveling of the land. And I don't know about the fence, but the playground is put together by the community.
Not be nice to have it in the report, that under the report somewhere that this is the community that's putting this in and not the county?
My apologies. I should have clarified that in the report. It is a joint effort. Yeah.
Member Clausen.
No opposition, just a question as well, like, playgrounds are usually closer to things, that's what the only concern I have, it seems a long ways away.
Yep.
And
So they didn't have any land anywhere else? That's the only county land?
Yeah.
And, because it was set up as at the beginning as a seniors, it wasn't really welcomed into any of the green spaces. So this was the alternative, was to put it away from, because the development, what's developed is mixed. Some people think that they don't want it in their backyard.
my other concern is it's close to the highway, so kids close to the highway.
And I believe that's gonna be fenced.
I have a question.
Yes, Glenn.
What is that? Condition number 6. I'm thinking if you're gonna start installing it this weekend, is the parking lot done?
The question is on, if there's gonna be installation started on this weekend, is the parking lot finished?
Yeah,
Is,
condition 6 says that parking lot has to be done prior to construction occurring. Maybe we can
So-
change that a little bit.
Okay, so the intention with the condition was that, the approaches and parking area prior to construction occurring of the playground equipment and anything that the public would be utilizing. So does the condition need to be clarified a little bit?
Yeah, that, it sounds like to me that it has to be developed before you start erecting the playground equipment. If they're gonna start erecting the playground equipment this weekend, I'm just wondering, is the parking lot done to county standards?
So,
Or is,
I think why this is in there is because where they were putting it, they had to do leveling, and you couldn't get the equipment in there unless it was leveled. Or, yeah, so that's already been done. Like, there's a place where the truck can go and drop it off. Because it was, hilly and it needed a little bit of work done before we could actually get the equipment in there. And I think that's where that came from,
so I'm just asking if it's been done prior to, is it the county standards? If it's not the county standards, then I would just say, maybe we could omit the word prior. Or standards and prior to construction occurring, just omit that. It's part of the condition, but it wouldn't have to be
Yeah, that
so
would
far
work.
done first. But it still has to be done. And if it's done to county standards right now, then it's a moot question.
So amended like this is what Glenn is saying. So applicant landowner to ensure approach and parking area is developed to county standards, period. Yeah, that sounds good.
Does that work for you, Glenn? I think it's consensus here is it's good.
I think so. Yeah, I don't want to be perceived or not following the conditions.
Sounds good. Still have a motion before us. Call to vote. Anybody opposed? Seeing and hearing nothing, that is passed. We'll move on to DP 2020-091. Take it away, Suzanne.
So this application is again for a parks and playgrounds. I am going to go to the location map in Appendix A, page 20 of the agenda package. So here we have it in the hamlet, within the hamlet of Cluny, on the site where the existing community hall is located. Appendix B, we have our circulation area, which was the entire hamlet of Cluny. We didn't receive any responses. We did also circulate to the Community Hall Association, and they did give us a verbal confirmation of support. So nothing in writing, but they said they were on board with it. There we have Appendix C, page 21. We just have some aerial photos of the 4.56 acre parcel, which is zoned community service. And the park is in a location that is accessible for the community in walking distance in the middle of residential. So that's what the aerial photo is indicating there. Appendix D, we have the site plan, our policy evaluation. It does align with the MDP as it offers residents an assortment of high-quality recreation facilities. The LUB, it does meet the definition of parks and playgrounds and is a discretionary use in the community services district. So in conclusion, the recommendation, which is on page 16 of the agenda package, staff are recommending approval of the parks and playground lot with the proposed conditions based on the following. The application aligns with the MDP for parks and recreation development. The playground fits within the context of the area, which is predominantly residential, and the use is compatible with the existing community use on the same lot, the community hall. So MPC has three options, which are outlined on page 17, and that concludes my presentation. And please let me know if you have any questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Suzanne.
So who's installing it?
Funded by a donation, but I believe the county is installing this one.
Why? Why isn't the community group that's looking after it? Why is it?
I do not know the answer to that question. I'm sorry, but I can find out.
I guess where I'm leading to is we've got lots of these areas around where there's some of this playground. Are we now putting playground equipment in?
No, this was a donation. There's no cost to the county other than installation. This is fully funded by a third-party donation. And to be quite honest, I fully support if they can come up with the funds that we as a county pay for installation.
I understand, but then if, as a ratepayer, if I'm just reading this, it's telling me that Wheatland County is installing playground equipment, the way the report reads. It doesn't say that there's the community group or it's a donation and we're only doing, because I can see this snowballing into a lot of other areas. Times that we're going into right now, the last thing we need to be doing is putting.
Well, we can just, from here on out, we can just say that it's a donation or partly funded by a community, I think.
Yeah, I understand, I believe I understand where, all we need to do is just communicate the fact that this was a donation, and the county is sort of providing labor in kind, I guess, and I don't think that goes against any county policies.
Instead of, it looks like we're applying and installing it.
Yeah, I think it just has to be noted, I think it just has to be noted in the report somewhere, I don't know if that's possible or not.
Sure,
That's
yeah,
very wide.
going forward, I can do that.
I'll move
Okay,
that we,
all, MPC's wishes?
I'll move that we approve DP, sorry, I'm just scrolling up here. DP 2020-091.
Thank you, Member Wilson. We have a motion before us. Is there anyone opposed? Hearing none. We'll move on to the next, it's passed. We'll now move on to DP 2020-098, a shelter belt.
So, on this application, I will direct you to Appendix A on page 27 for the location plan. So this one is west of Highway 21 on Township Road 252, north of Strathmore, north of the county office. So we did circulate to surrounding neighbors within 1 mile. We did not receive any responses. So there's our circulation area in Appendix B. As we go to Appendix C on page 28 with some aerial photos, it's a 157-acre parcel, zoned AG, and this was the request of the landowner after some of his trees were removed due to road construction on Range Road 243, which is the north-south road on the west side of the parcel. There are a number of existing trees which will remain on site, and these new trees will align with those. So on Appendix D on page 29, so these ones were removed and will be replaced. And I believe the ones that are already removed on this photo are already taken off the photo. If we go here, we can see the alignment. So we're going to be 5 meters north of Township Road 252, and we're going to be right on the property line on the west side, along Range Road 243. So policy evaluation. It does not meet the required setbacks for a shelter belt. However, it does meet the criteria listed in Appendix in LUB 4.3 regarding variances. So along on page 23 is the recommendation from staff. staff are recommending approval of the variance for the shelter belt with the proposed conditions based on the following. The proposed trees will align with existing remaining trees currently on site, and an adequate sight line to the east will still be maintained. There have been no concerns raised from surrounding landowners. MPC has 3 response options, which are on page 25. And that concludes my presentation. Please let me know if you have any questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Suzanne. MPC's wishes.
Make the motion that MPC, approves the recommendation as proposed.
Thank you, Member Clausen. We have a motion before us. Anyone opposed? Seeing and hearing no opposition, motion is passed. We'll move on to subdivision applications. First one is SD 2020-12.
Good morning, MPC. Megan here to present subdivision SD 2020-012 on page 31 of MPC's package. The subject parcel is approximately 86 acres in size and is located 1.2 kilometers west of Strathmore. It is just south of Highway 1 and it's accessed from Range Road 254. The location plan is on page 34 of MPC's package. The application is to subdivide the parent parcel into a plus or minus 31.59 acre and a plus or minus 54.35 acre parcel, with this division line following the WID diversion gate. There's no proposed development at this time. Staff circulated the application to external agencies and to internal departments. Alberta Transportation granted a variance to section 14 and 15 of the subdivision and development regulations. ATCO Gas also required a utility right-of-way to be registered to their satisfaction. So because staff hasn't received confirmation that this utility right-of-way has been completed, we are recommending one of the conditions include a requirement that a utility right-of-way be registered to the satisfaction of ATCO Gas. The county's Agriculture and Environment Department and Planning and Development Department had a few discussions regarding the diversion canal, which led to planning staff reaching out to WID and Ducks Unlimited to ensure their interest in the land, if they had any, were considered. So Ducks had no caveat requirements, and WID explained that the Irrigation Districts Act grants them the right to use and maintain their works as if they hold title. Staff did receive one letter of support from a nearby landowner. Pardon me, guys. Aerial imagery is on page 35 of the package. Currently, the development on site is related to the farming operations on the parcel. There is no proposed development. The review of the South Saskatchewan Regional Plan, Regional Growth Management Strategy, Municipal Development Plan, and West Highway 1 Area Structure Plan shows the proposed subdivision generally aligns with these policies. Staff is recommending that MPC approve subdivision SD 2020-012 as the proposal generally supports the strategies, objectives, and policies within the South Saskatchewan Regional Plan, Regional Growth Management Strategy, Municipal Development Plan, and West Highway 1 Area Structure Plan. Staff's recommendation with the proposed conditions are on page 31. 31 and 32. I am available for any questions, and the applicants are also here if if MPC has any other questions. And that concludes my presentation. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Megan. MPC's wishes.
I'll move the Municipal Planning Commission approves subdivision application SD 2020-12 to subdivide one plus or minus 31.59 acre parcel from the title area, subject to the recommended conditions.
Thank you, Member Link. We have a motion in front of us. We're open for some discussion. Anybody opposed? Hearing no opposition, that motion is passed. Subdivision 2020-13.
Good morning again, Megan Williams back to present subdivision application SD 2020-13 to subdivide 3.43 acres from the southwest of the 5th, 2322 west of the 4th, to consolidate into an existing 14.23 acre parcel described as Block 1, Plan 9510844. Map. The location plan, is on page 44 there. The subject parcel is adjacent to Range Road 225 and is approximately 7.5 kilometers north of Gleason. Staff circulated the application to external agencies and to internal departments and to adjacent landowners within a mile radius of the subject land. No objections were received. The tentative plan is on page 45. We'll just scroll down there. Plan 9510844 Block 1 contains a private dwelling, garage, and farm buildings and can be accessed using an existing approach off of Range Road 225. The Southwest 5, 2322 west of the 4th is a 68-acre parcel that contains cultivated land, grain bins, and farm buildings and has an existing approach off of Range Road 225. This application is for a boundary adjustment to the smaller parcel, the 14.23 acres, so this guy here. The proposal would subdivide approximately 3.43 acres from the adjacent parcel within Southwest 5, 2322 west of the 4th, to be consolidated into this 14.23 acre parcel. Currently, the well and septic system that service the dwelling is located on the 14. Sorry, guys. So the dwelling that is on the 14.23 acre parcel, that septic system in service is actually located on the larger parcel, the Southwest 5, 2322. So the boundary adjustment is in order to have the septic system and on the same parcel that it's servicing. The proposal generally aligns with the strategies, objectives, and policies within the South Saskatchewan Regional Plan, Regional Growth Management Strategy, Municipal Development Plan, and Land Use Bylaw. The proposed parcel is serviced by their own private well and septic system. Municipal reserve will not be required for this application, as it is a boundary adjustment intending to bring a parcel into alignment with the county servicing standards. Administration is recommending that MPC approve subdivision application SD 2020-1013, subject to the conditions noted in the planning report. This concludes my presentation, and I am available for any questions.
I'll move the recommendation.
Thank you, Megan. Thank you, Member Wilson. We have a motion before us. Anyone in opposition? Hearing none, motion is passed. We'll move on to SD 2020-14.
Good morning again. Megan here to present subdivision application SD 2020-014. This one is to subdivide plus or minus 4.2 acres from the northeast 5, 2322 west of the 4th. Page 52 contains the location plan. The subject parcel is located adjacent to Range Road 224, approximately 4.7 miles or 7.5 kilometers north of Gleason. Staff circulated the application to external agencies and to internal departments and adjacent landowners within a mile radius of the subject parcel. No objections were received. The tentative plan is on page 53. This application would subdivide one plus or minus 4.2 acre parcel from a previously undivided quarter section, legally described as Northeast 5, 2322 west of the 4th. The parcel is located adjacent to Range Road 224 and has an existing approach. The proposed parcel contains a private dwelling, which is serviced by a private well and private sewage disposal system. The remainder of this quarter section will remain agriculture, and there is no plans for further development. The proposed subdivision was redesignated to country residential on April 21st in 2020. The proposal generally aligns with the strategies, objectives, and policies within the South Saskatchewan Regional Plan, Regional Growth Management Strategy, Municipal Development Plan, and Land Use Bylaw. The proposed parcel is serviced by their own private well and septic system. And as per the Municipal Government Act, municipal reserve is not required on the subject parcel. Administration is recommending that the Municipal Planning Commission approve subdivision application SD 2020-014, subject to the conditions noted in the planning report on page 48. That concludes my presentation, and I am available for any questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Megan. MPC's wishes.
I'll move the recommendation.
Thank you, Member Wilson. We have a motion before us. Anyone opposed? Hearing no opposition, the motion is passed. I believe that concludes MPC. We are adjourned. Thank you.